I'm Emily.
And I'm Hannah.
We are best friends and dietitians. We have a goal of challenging nutrition misinformation and fitness trends with an evidence-based approach.
Each episode, we will dish up our thoughts about the latest facts on a popular health-related topic.
We're the Up-Beet Dietitians. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Up-Beet Dietitians podcast.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the season 2 finale.
Yay.
Super excited. Just so you guys know, we are taking a short break after you hear this episode, but we will be back for season 3 on January 26th with a secret guest star that we can't tell you about yet, but it's going to be a good one. So it'll be worth the wait.
Oh, yeah. A very juicy episode.
Very juicy. So in those few weeks between, you'll have to just flip back and listen to some old ones. If you haven't heard them all yet, make sure to get caught up. But
yeah,
today we're going to go over why weight loss resolutions fail and why you should not make weight loss your resolution this New Year's.
It seems like that is almost the number one resolution, or at least the most common one. And we kind of want to go over, like Hannah said, why not to do this, or ways we can adjust our resolutions that would still potentially promote weight management, but not just weight loss in general. Because I'm sure if you're doing it again, you've done it in the past and not seen the best success. And we want to support you and also provide you with realistic changes.
Yeah, we're going to give you a ton of other alternatives that have to do with nutrition and health, and also some that have nothing to do with weight loss at all, if you don't even want to think about weight loss as a resolution. So we'll have tons of other ideas for you.
Yes, but to kick it off and get us started, let's talk about why weight loss resolutions fail. So number one reason is it's an unrealistic goal, or in the sense that people set unrealistic goals where people say, I want to lose 20 or 30 pounds by February. We typically recommend, or at least a healthy rate of weight loss is about 1 to 2 pounds per week. So just based off that math, 48 pounds by February. So those big jumps in a short amount of time are not necessarily very realistic. And we want to make sure we're setting realistic goals. Otherwise, they are more likely to fail. Additionally, if you're looking for a quick fix, especially with a lifelong challenge of weight loss or weight management, if you've dealt with chronic dieting or stuff like that, those quick fixes will not be as beneficial to you. Specifically, like the low calorie diets that are crazy low, like 1,000 calories per day, or detox diets, or juicing, or drinking liquid instead of eating. All those fun, we've seen it all, and I'm sure there's going to be more. That's just the nature of diet culture.
Yeah. Today alone at my day job, I had 3 patients tell me they recently did Optavia, 3 in a row. I had 3 patients say they did Optavia, and obviously it didn't work because they were in my clinic. But yeah, the word detox sends me into a downward spiral just hearing it. If you have organs, you are detoxing. You don't need to do a detox.
Yes.
But yeah, another point I kind of want to make about this point before we go on to the next point is losing weight is very challenging, but so is maintaining the weight loss after you lose the weight. That's a lifelong challenge. So what's going to be the benefit of losing that weight quickly if you can't maintain it forever? So that's why doing those low calorie diet detoxes, juicing is also not effective, because yes, you'll lose the weight fast, but it's not teaching you how to maintain that forever.
No, you're not going to drink juices for the rest of your life. And then as soon as you re-implement food, you're going to gain the weight back. Yeah,
exactly. Which is a good thing. That's what's supposed to happen. It's not because you failed the diet. The diet was terrible to begin with.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Our next one's kind of similar, but resolutions might fail if you do a fad diet to lose weight instead of focusing on behavior changes. So kind of things we already said, any kind of fad diet. So Optavia, I was just talking about, that's a fad diet. keto, intermittent fasting, the carnivore diet, Whole30, paleo, Atkins, Herbalife, MetaFast, OptiFast. What am I missing? I'm sure there's a bajillion others. Oh, I don't
Those are the
know.
main ones I'm thinking of right now. I saw
Yeah.
Fruitarian once.
Fruitarian. My God. It's like the carnivore diet's worst nightmare.
It's my favorite diet. If I were to participate in one, that's the one I'd choose.
Same.
But would not be. I
That
would
would suck
not be
though.
doing okay.
Is it like just fruit? I don't know much about it actually.
That's all it is.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's all you eat.
My blood sugar would just be like
I would not be okay.
a roller coaster.
I would be
You'd like
hungry.
never feel full.
No, I would be hungry we'd be hungry all the time.
Yeah. But the good news is it's probably like unlimited fruit. So you just get to like eat more fruit. That would suck though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, don't do a fad diet.
Yeah. You already knew that though.
Yeah. Next point to make is the weight loss goal is too vague. We want to focus specifically on making more SMART goals. And I don't think we've ever gone over SMART goals, but we will go over later. Essentially, it's this format of how to set a goal to make it much more likely for you to succeed.
Yeah.
Weight loss, just saying I'm going to lose weight or I'm going to lose 30 pounds next month is too vague. We need to implement some other specifics with that.
Yeah, we'll explain that one a lot more in a second, because that's also going to be a reason why you shouldn't make weight loss your resolution, because just having a resolution of weight loss is not a SMART goal at all. No. So we'll explain that more in the next section.
Yes.
But before we get to that, another reason why resolutions of weight loss often fail is people have this all or nothing mindset around it. So they either are 100% in it, they're going to lose weight, they're going to do all the things, or the minute they have any kind of setback, they have the whole attitude of screw this, I don't even care, I'm going to eat whatever I want, where we obviously want to be like right in the middle somewhere, because both of those extremes are not helpful at all. We want it to be where if you do have any kind of setback, like extra added stress, work gets crazy, I don't know, you have a baby or something, like those can kind of stand in your way of reaching your goals like you normally have been. But if you are in a mindset of just consistency over perfection, that setback is not going to play that big of a role, because you will have already mastered the behaviors to continue to make sure that you continue to reach your health goals.
Yes.
Yeah. So
this also, I feel like applies a lot to people, not even with New Year's, but just general goals. The whole like diet starts on Monday, where it gets to the weekend and then you slip up, and then it feels like all the progress is gone, which all the progress is not gone if you just miss like one day or one meal even.
Exactly.
It doesn't need to be that extreme.
Exactly.
Next point in why weight loss goals typically fail is the lack of support. So having a good support system is not only essential for general health goals, but also general life goals. So having a good support system, specifically like friends or family that will check in with you, they can help you with accountability, they can also just provide you with emotional support. That's a huge component overall. I really struggled there.
Whoa.
My brain really stopped for a second. I was like, what? But that being said, now I lost my train of thought.
Oh, your brain's still it's buffering.
Yes. But essentially, having a good support system, especially, I know what I'm saying. Especially when things get very tough and you feel like you want to quit, that's when having that support system is even more beneficial to you. And also, if you're working with a dietitian in weight health loss goals, they will also act as a support system too. So wherever you seek support, that is up to you, but making sure you at least have some type of support system implemented.
Yeah, I always tell my clients that they likely know a lot of what I'm going to tell them. It's the support that I'm going to be offering. Like, we have to eat more veggies. We got to get plenty of protein. We got to eat every few hours. We got to move our body more. Like, everyone knows those things. It's just a matter of how we're going to accomplish them. And that's what an RD can specifically help you with.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, our last reason why weight loss resolutions often fail is that you are just so focused on the number on the scale. And as we've discussed before in previous episodes, that's not going to benefit you, because truth is you don't have that much control over the number on the scale. It is dictated by so many different factors. And when you let that number on the scale kind of dictate your behaviors, that's never going to work either, because if you base your food choices off of the scale, then you're really building a lot of mistrust with your body. So we really want to, again, focus on behavior changes. And also the focus on the number on the scale can just lead to like that yo-yo weight cycling, goes up and down, because you're either, again, all or nothing. And this can also lead to a preoccupation with your body image, which is no good for your mental health. It's just, I don't think setting a weight loss goal in general is going to be helpful. We'll go over how to set a more smart weight loss goal, but I'd say if you can, don't even set a goal of weight loss at all, because again, you don't have that much control over it anyway. So when you fail it, quote unquote, it's going to feel like crap, even though there's a lot of reasons why that happened that are out of your control.
Yeah. I really like that you said that. It remind me of like making goals that we actually have control of, like how many vegetables we eat in a day.
Yeah.
Whereas if you make a goal, that'd be like, for example, I'm thinking of this on the spot, so hopefully my imagination really helps me out. With at a job, if you made a goal there and you made a goal to, I'm making up a very arbitrary job right now. I don't know what anyone else does in work. I only know what dietitians do. For example, if you tried to make sales, that's easy. If you try to make 5 more sales a day, I don't know how that actually works, but like if you made a goal of actively being more intentional about your sales, being more charismatic, trying to set that type of goal, something you have more control. Setting a goal to get a promotion is not something we necessarily have control of. Like getting more sales, making more sales potentially could lead to a promotion of some type, but we don't necessarily have as much control over that promotion as we do the actual act of sales. So it's kind of like similar thing with weight, where we can control things around potentially leading to that, but the actual number on the scale is something we do not have direct control of.
That was a really good analogy. That was good.
I really pulled that out of whatever brain.
Your imagination is like in your favor today.
It is, yes.
I was thinking you might go, yours was better, but I was thinking along the lines of like, you can focus on setting a goal for yourself to make like 5 sales extra per month or whatever. But it would be unrealistic to set a goal of like, I want the company to grow by like 6 figures or whatever this year, because it's out of your control. You don't have the control to make that happen as much as you might think you do.
Right.
Scale, like you think you have the control to lose 30 pounds by February, but truth is you really don't have that control, because your body is going to do everything it can to make sure that doesn't happen, because that is a very drastic weight loss that would occur.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Enough analogies,
Cool.
I guess.
We'll move on.
Someone besides us.
Yeah. So the next section we're going to focus on is why you should not make weight loss your resolution. And we've kind of touched a lot about this. First section is more so why they fail, but now this is specifically why we should think you. Some of my ideas are there, words are not there.
You got all the right ones out. It's just the order was incorrect.
So we are going to tell you why you should probably not make a weight loss goal.
Yeah.
Your resolution. So first point is
Emily's been sick. We'll cut her some slack.
Yeah. My brain is being utilized to try to heal right now, not to make any podcast content.
Or you guys are lucky she's here today.
Yeah. But first thing to note is if you have weight loss goals, there isn't really any benefit to waiting to start at an arbitrary date. You could just start making those changes now. Like January 1st, sure, it's a new academic year. Regarding everything else, nothing else is really going on. Like calls for a change of action then. We actually go a lot into realistic dietitian approved weight loss advice in episode 29. So if this is something you still would like to see through, go check out that episode, because we give you actually realistic advice and what will actually lead to long-term maintenance of weight loss rather than a quick fix. But going back to that arbitrary date, you should, or we'd recommend picking a few changes to just start now instead of planning your entire life to change on January 1st. Resolutions are fun. I will admit resolutions are very fun because it's almost like a cultural thing where everyone's like, we're all get our lives together now. Making very large and drastic changes is not realistic, especially at that one point. And that is why people tend to not be able to complete their resolution after like a month or two. Like, no, Hannah knows this. Like, everyone goes to the gym for the first month or two, and then by March, their potentially spring break is coming up, so maybe they'll show up again.
True. Or February it dies out.
Yes.
And then it like picks up again, and then we have like the post spring break fall, and then it's pre-summer, and then post summer from January till January 1st, it's dead.
Yes, just make small changes now. You don't have to wait till that time, and you also don't have to set huge goals. Pick a couple small ones.
Exactly. Like if it is exercise you want to do and you want to start that now, set a goal of like once a week. Like go to the gym once a week for now, and then see how that grows by January 1st. You guys probably aren't hearing this till close to that, but I'll just like teleport that thought into your brain, I guess, so you can hear it now in November. But it's just a day. It's not even on a Monday this year. So what's the point? Like, just start now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get more into that SMART goal thing. So again, another reason why you shouldn't make weight loss a resolution is having the goal of just lose weight is not a SMART goal. And SMART is actually an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So we want to set goals that meet all of those criteria. So like, even if you had like a certain number, which I don't recommend because you don't have much control over it, but a better goal, which isn't best, I guess we can kind of rank them of like worst, better, best. A better goal might be like, I want to lose 2 pounds every week until February. So that one, it's more specific. It's measurable. You can keep track of it. It may or may not be attainable. That one's up to the individual. It's relevant to like what you're shooting for, and it's time bound. Like you have an end date, a beginning date, and like guidelines in between. Yeah. So while it isn't the best goal, because again, setting a weight loss goal in general is not always beneficial, it is a little bit better than just lose weight.
Yeah. Not really that much. That was a good example.
Another really popular, like not so smart, which by smart, I mean like the acronym SMART resolution, is I'm going to get healthy in 2022. Like, again, there's no way to measure that. There's no like time frame with that. It may or may not be relevant to your life. Like, it needs to be more specific. Like, I'm going to go to the gym 1 time per week for 3 weeks and then reassess and make a new goal. So yeah, lose weight, get healthy. I can't think of another like really vague one, but those are 2 examples of like not SMART goals. Maybe like get fit.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Eat healthy, eat less,
eat less.
Drink,
or like people say like
water.
not drink alcohol.
Yeah,
I think that's a big one too. But yeah, they're just very vague. You got to add those parameters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. And our last reason for why you shouldn't make weight loss your resolution is your weight is likely not the main problem. There can be a lot of underlying things going around with this. Specifically, asking yourself, do you eat emotionally? Do you have a poor relationship with food? Do you chronically lack sleep? Are you always stressed? And do you not have any type of eating schedule? These are just some of many components that could be influencing your ability to lose weight, but they're also primarily big issues that a lot of people struggle with that should be addressed as well, rather than just losing weight.
Exactly. Like if you have the goal of lose weight, but you're going to continue to eat emotionally or not get enough sleep, you're not going to be able to reach your weight loss goal. So you have to figure out why the weight has been a struggle and figure out how to fix that rather than fixing just the weight itself.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. For these next ones, Emily, do you kind of like want to split it up? Like you run through the first ones, I'll run through the second ones.
Yeah.
Since we're not really like much to talk about, it's just like
Yeah.
alternate ideas.
Yeah. So I'll go through I'll just guess what's half. So these are going to be more health promoting resolutions that might lead to weight loss, but they're following more of that SMART goal structure.
Yeah. Guideline. Yeah.
Guideline. And will be much more realistic because we are all about realistic goals here. So the first one is eating protein, fiber, and or a healthy snack at each meal or snack time. You could also set a goal to eat every 3 to 4 hours, setting a goal to find exercise that you actually enjoy and want to do rather than forcing yourself to do it because you have to feel like you have to. Could also set a goal to meal plan a bit more. So planning out maybe 3 or more dinners each week, just trying to be a bit more intentional about that. Another great goal is trying a new recipe each week. This is not only fun because it can find more variety in your life, but also help you get back into with those cooking skills and see what you can challenge yourself to make. And I'll do 2 more.
Okay.
Next one is eating breakfast daily. This is a huge goal I work on with everyone. Being very intentional about just not skipping that breakfast. And then last goal you can work on that I'm going to talk about is aiming to sleep 7 to 9 hours per night.
Yeah. All things you guys have already heard us say, but we're going to hit the nail on the head again. I'm blown away by the amount of people that don't eat breakfast. Like every day, I probably have at least 3/4 of my patients say they don't eat breakfast.
Oh yeah. I feel like it's a combination of intermittent fasting.
True.
And timeliness of just
True.
like being very busy.
That too. And like just maybe not knowing. Like a lot of them are like, I know I should, but like, what do I even eat? Like, what's the
That's
right
true.
thing to eat?
That's true.
Because it's often advertised like Pop-Tarts are breakfast, cereal is breakfast. Those things are fine. You guys know we preach all foods, but I mean, ideally you want to get protein at that meal too. But anyway, yeah, I have to have breakfast or I am like not going to be able to operate. A few other health promoting resolutions that may or may not lead to weight loss would be managing your stress. Like we've already kind of mentioned, ditching the fad diets, no more of those. Starting the day with water or just in general, drinking more water, maybe like sound like an ounce goal, what you want to shoot for. Improving your relationship with food, packing your lunch for work or school, or maybe your goal is to work with a dietitian and they could help with literally all of those things if you're not quite sure how to achieve them.
Yeah. All fun things.
All fun things.
So, and of course, we wanted to also provide you with resolutions that are not weight loss related because you do not need to lose weight, as Hannah already mentioned. Like we prefer actually you don't. But yeah, we wanted to provide you with some non-weight loss goals that you can focus on just because you don't have to focus. There are other things we can focus on and work on in life and add that to our resolution. So first one, the one I like is read X number of new books. You could put a timeline on that if you'd like, but you could also just make a general goal by the next year. Like I'm going to read this many books.
Yeah.
Another goal that I should probably implement is setting a new bedtime routine to get better about winding down and relaxing and also help regulate your sleep schedule. Additionally, creating a morning routine on the opposite side of the spectrum. Bedtime and morning routines, I feel like, are one of the number one indicators of how successful a person will be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's such a huge period to like start the day and then also wind down and really reset and have everything under control. So you're not just frantically either rushing to get out the door and out of bed or you're doing work until 5 minutes before you go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. I've made that a priority since graduating college to have like both of those. It's not always perfect, but I really do try to like stick to that as well as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another resolution you can implement is journaling 4 to 10 minutes every morning. This is really good for stress management. It's also really good if you ever need to vent or rant about something, and you could just kind of write it out. Or you could also journal about what your plans are for the day. It's really up to
Yeah.
you what you make the intentions of your journaling, but it's good to have that self-reflection period.
That's why I like to do it is I wake up and I like know what I have to do for the day and it's kind of overwhelming. And so writing it down, having a list of like exactly what to do, and then I get to cross off the things as I do them. That really, really helps.
Yeah.
And I'm very much a morning person. And so my brain is like in tip top shape when I first get up. And so like all of my ideas, like business wise, just like all that kind of stuff comes to me in the morning. And if I don't write it down, I'll just forget it by like 2:00.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I like that goal as well for that reason.
Mhm.
Couple others. This one also kind of relates to that morning routine, but perhaps a goal you set for yourself is to not use social media for say like 30 minutes after you wake up. I've been trying to do that one too. That one's really hard because it's so natural to just like flip over in my bed, grab my phone off its charger and look at notifications.
Yeah.
But then that can really impact just your headspace for the day. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I don't think that's really good for your mindset at all. Even like if you like follow like only like positive accounts and that kind of stuff, just like the comparison that can come from all of that.
Also
I don't
screen
know.
time. I feel
Screen
like
time in general. Yeah. It's just
give
not a good
yourself
thing.
time to wake up rather than just screen in your face.
Exactly. In my dream like life, well, first of all, I would never use social media in my dream life. If it
Same.
wasn't part of my job, like this small business that we have that we're growing, I would not be on social media at all.
Same.
That's why
I
I
would
don't
delete
post anything
everything.
personal. I just post like business stuff. I can't mentally handle all that. I also would only wake up when the sun wakes me up, and I would go to bed when the sun goes to bed. In my
4
ideal
p.m.
life. Well, yeah, I guess it changed a little bit in the winter, but in the summer I would.
Yeah. Same.
I would also live in the mountains, have like 18 dogs,
Yeah. And I would just travel, eat food.
I definitely have like chickens and like fresh eggs and stuff. I would just love that. I hope we listen to this in like 10 years and we both are just living our best lives.
No social media. Or I'll just go
social media. At least we'll have these podcasts to like refer to.
That's true.
We'll just make like every topic possible and then just like stop so you guys can just like keep listening to them over and over again. Any potential question you have, we'll have already answered it.
We'll have answered every question related to nutrition, anything.
Past, present, and future.
Yeah, we'll have it covered. So then we can just hang out in nature and not be anywhere present.
Not talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Just Bobby and Ross and each other. That's all we'll talk to.
Yeah.
And our families, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple more before I get too sidetracked. Creating a cleaning schedule. I like this idea. I might say that as my own resolution, actually. Not that I like live in filth, but I just have no set of like routine or structure when it comes to cleaning. You guys don't know. I turn this mic and there's just like piles of trash behind me. Just kidding.
It's like I've known you for so long that I've never thought. So it just like makes me laugh.
Yeah, I'm not a dirty person, I don't think. Anyway, okay, I keep getting sidetracked. We literally have 2 bullet points left. We always do this. Next one is all about like mindset work. So maybe like if you have a hard time with like negative thoughts, perhaps it would help to say something positive to yourself every time you have a negative thought. So if it's like, oh, I look so fat in these pants, maybe it's like, no, these legs help me squat 400 pounds or whatever. Like whenever you have a negative thought, how can you turn that more into a positive thought? Because it's only gonna be good for your mindset.
Yeah.
And last one, I know Emily's touched on in a previous episode. I forget which one. I don't remember, but
this is my toxic resolution. Some people have weight loss. Mine is flossing.
It's so hard.
I realize I don't set an end goal for my flossing, and that's why I have issues. So my goals are always don't have a cavity by the next appointment, my next dentist appointment. Not very successful.
I mean, do you like the little flossy sticks versus the string?
I have the worst teeth in existence where they're huge and I have a tiny mouth.
Oh,
So
we
I
talked about this
have
before.
I have to get I have to use the like manual. Can't use the like
The manual.
autopilot. Like
Autopilot. What about like those water flossers? Have you ever tried those?
my mom has given me hers. Like she got like two. She has like I have the transport one. It's just smaller. It's just a
Oh.
smaller version of it. And I get really annoyed filling it up with water.
Oh, come on.
Because when I floss, it's like a 10-minute experience.
Oh my gosh.
Because I am like, I have to like, it has to be glistening clean.
Oh my god.
So when I floss with water, like I'm doing like one tooth for like a minute, and then it runs out of water really quickly, and then I have to
right, because we have like how many teeth? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I am not.
Yeah.
This is, I think, what my goal will be is I need to set a period of like I need to floss every other day by this date. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that'll probably be my goal. You guys already know.
Or even like if you have like a better bedtime routine, that could just be part of it. Like you could set aside like 10-15 minutes that you know are flossing time.
Yeah.
15 minutes to floss.
I am the worst. I don't know what it is, but it takes me so long.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. I don't like it either when I'm doing it and I notice that I could be better.
Oh yeah.
I'm not perfect. I can't judge. I hate flossing. But I don't have like super tight teeth, thankfully. I actually have some that have like big gaps in between, which helps. So it's not the end of the world. But
I have like already really bad gums because of genetics. And then my teeth are also very tight and my roots are super deep. So I'm just cavity prone. And it kind of makes me upset. If any dentists are listening, I don't know if we have any dentists in our audience. But my complaint is whenever they do the little sticky thing that does the beep, I don't know what it's like telling you. Checking for cavities. I never have cavities then, but whenever they do x-rays, they find these tiny little cavities between my cavities are between my teeth. They're never like somewhere else. It's partially because I don't floss. They asked me last time if I drink a lot of fruit juice. I'm like, I only drink water.
I'm a dietitian, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm like, I am promise you it's not dietary. This is I don't floss enough. And then I just have terrible teeth.
Yeah.
I used to cry after cavities, like, because I was so mad at myself for having a cavity. And now I'm just going in hoping for less than one or maybe only one.
Ugh, that sucks. How do they fill the side ones the same way?
It is. I have no idea, but it is awful. They like once put something that like was like encased a bunch of my teeth and it was metal and held them in place. So my most recent one, they were both on the bottom and they were on either side of like two teeth that were right next to each other. Awful experience. I almost like threw up. I also have a bad gag reflex. So like,
me too.
Oral health is just not my thing. But yeah, I don't know what they do, but it's awful. And I get teary-eyed and I always feel like I'm going to throw up, and
I know,
and it's a lot of money.
Yes. Ugh. Kind of similarly, I had a cavity from like when I was a kid that they filled a long time ago, but then it like started to like come out somehow. And so the tooth like had a giant like hole in it. It didn't hurt somehow. I don't know how, but I had to get what's called an onlay. Have you heard of those before?
I've never heard of that.
They basically put like a fake tooth in my mouth. Like I could show you if you were here. I could probably show you now what you wouldn't be able to tell. It looks super
like real.
Like this tooth right here is like not a real tooth. They like
whole thing.
The bottom part is the real tooth and they replaced the top part of it. So they onlaid it. They put like I
feel like that would hurt.
Okay. So when they were doing it, they had the dentist and then his assistant on both sides of my face. My mouth was open for probably 4 hours. And they have both of their hands. Like there were 4 hands in my teeth for the whole day. And they had to like give me the numbing, like the anesthesia, like the local anesthesia, probably 6 times because I was there for so long. And I apparently have a super tolerance to it because the first time they started like doing work on it, I felt everything. It was terrible. But they also had to give me this numbing stuff for like the back of my, for something.
Oh yeah. They do it in the back, like your throat. So you don't.
And then I swallowed it. I swallowed it on the accident. And so my throat was numb and I like couldn't breathe. And so I was alone while they were like making the tooth. I was like just sitting in the chair, hanging out on my phone or whatever. and I like started like gagging and coughing. And the like 3 hygienists came back each like every 2 seconds. Are you okay, ma'am? Are you okay, ma'am? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. My throat's just closing because that stupid shit you gave me. Oh,
That's like actually terrifying that like your throat was numb.
yes, I couldn't
Like
swallow.
you probably lost like all senses of like any
Yes.
control there.
And to make it worse, to this day, this was last Christmas actually, so about a year ago, they did this. I still like can't chew on the side of my mouth, and it's super sensitive to cold, so I can't like get anything
Oh my
cold or hot over
gosh.
there. So all that work, and I still can't even like use the side of my mouth. I've only
Yeah.
chewed on my right side for the last year.
That is not good for TMJ.
I
As
know.
also a victim of TMJ,
Ugh,
that's what they told me, that you
I didn't know
can't, you
that.
have to, I am, well, that's because of my anxiety. I
Oh.
grind my teeth. I also have
Yeah.
we're just talking about oral health. I have a
I know.
retainer. I have a water floss. I have a mouth guard because I grind so badly, and I can feel like my jaw will get stuck sometimes when I'm chewing, or
Oh.
it'll like snap back, and it's very painful.
Oh.
And I was told I need to chew more on this side, and I just hate chewing on this side because of the pain. Fun fact, mouth guards are super thick for a reason. So you can't grind through them. And I used to not be able to sleep with mine because it was so thick. And I was like, I guess I have evolutionized. That's not the right word. I've evolved.
Okay.
Now I can sleep with it where I don't wake up gasping for breath.
Oh my
Before I
gosh.
like couldn't. I don't have a good relationship. I was actually talking to one of my patients about this. I do not have a good relationship with the dentist. Just because
Yeah.
they always tell me I need a floss more. I'm like, I know I do.
It's not as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's just like if we tell a patient you need to eat less, like that's not helpful at all.
No. I'm like, is there an app that will like tell me to floss?
It's actually not a bad idea. There should be.
Yeah, I feel like there is, but it's probably have to pay for it. You pay for so many things these days.
Probably.
I'm poor.
Maybe you just like set an alarm on your phone, I guess.
Yeah. Then another thing is I go to bed at like a different time every single night. So
I think it
don't
does
have
stem to setting a routine. I think that would be your best bet.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I like how we're just talking through how I'm gonna resolve my life next year.
I know.
Look out. 2022, I'm going to be in control of my oral health.
Yeah.
That's another thing that partially one of my biggest motivations behind taking care of that is I don't want to lose my teeth because then I can't eat. That's like, I have fears I have dreams all the time about losing teeth.
Oh no.
And it's awful. Like I'll like, in my dream, I'll like eat something and then a tooth will come out.
Oh no.
Oh my god! I always wake up. I have to check my mouth to make sure I have all my teeth.
That's so sad, but so funny.
I mean, like it's keeping me in check, but I guess not enough that I'm actually motivated to floss more.
Oh no, that'd be scary.
Like imagine you're just eating and then a tooth. And one of my reoccurring dreams is I'm eating cereal and it falls into my cereal.
Oh, and then do you eat it again?
I just see it on the spoon. I'm like,
oh. I don't think I have any reoccurring dreams, but I don't think we should get down the dream rabbit hole because that could be a whole episode.
I could share so many of my reoccurring dreams.
Oh, I love dreams. Let's do an episode on that. I love dreams.
That'll be just us sharing. We could do because I have reoccurring dreams and then reoccurring nightmares. So
I don't really have nightmares either, I don't think.
I had night terrors growing up, so I think that I'm a problematic child.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should wrap this up. We should get to the bonus question.
We still have the bonus question, which we know we always
for probably 10 minutes. Anyway, okay, so today's bonus question I feel very strongly about, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts. But the question is ketchup a smoothie?
Okay.
Start us off.
Okay. This is tricky because, well, I guess not, because a smoothie can be either a fruit or vegetable. We have to decipher first if a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable, which is a fruit, right? Is that what stance you make on that?
I think it's a fruit.
Okay.
But technically at work, it's categorized as a non-starchy vegetable.
I mean, yeah, that's what I always say too. I wouldn't count it towards like your fruit servings for the day.
Right. But
But it
yes.
doesn't really matter, I guess, because a smoothie can be made of fruits and veggies, obviously. Okay, well, as always, when we have these definition ones, I Googled smoothie definition, and Wikipedia says that a smoothie is a drink made by pureeing fruit and vegetables in a blender. A smoothie often has a liquid base, such as fruit juice, dairy products, such as milk, yogurt, ice cream, or cottage cheese.
Yep.
Liquid base, such as fruit juice. Oh, or like dairy products. Okay. But what is ketchup made of? Is it just tomatoes, like kind of mushed together with some sugar?
Let's look up the ingredients. Let's do Heinz. That's a classic.
Okay.
Ripe tomatoes, distilled vinegar. There's your liquid.
Vinegar.
Cane sugar, salt, oil, onion powder, spice, whatever spice is, and natural flavor.
Then yeah, I definitely say it's a smoothie. It's just like a fruit or vegetable, a liquid, and just some flavorings to like make it taste different. Yeah, it's a smoothie. Final answer.
Yeah, that was my answer too.
Okay,
it's like a fruit mixed with liquids,
right?
Or vegetable, whichever side of the tomato debate you're on.
So next time you go to a smoothie shop, ask if they have ketchup. Or don't. The choice is yours.
They're gonna be like, what? This is not.
But then
a burger
you can refer
joint.
them to episode 36 of the Up-Beet Dietitians podcast.
Like they said you had. Okay, that would be disgusting though. Like,
well, you can
think about.
Yeah. Make sure you tell them to like skip past the whole dental health part, because that goes on for a little bit too long. Just go to like minute 40. That's when the smoothie thing starts. But yes,
I was
that would
talking
be
about if you drink ketchup as a smoothie, like imagine
like with a straw.
My cup right here, just full of ketchup. With my imagine if I showed up one day and I just had a cup full of ketchup, and I was like, "Have my smoothie." That would be so sweet.
I was gonna say, it would. Yeah, it tastes terrible, but I think I would assume if I saw you like drinking that, I think I would assume it was just like a super oddly red colored like strawberry smoothie. Yeah. Until you said this is ketchup. and then we have a whole other conversation.
Yeah, and you watch me try to drink and it's like thick.
Ugh. But smoothies can be all thicknesses. So yeah, that's your argument, which I know isn't your argument, but anyone listening, that's not a valid argument, because smoothies can be like really thin, but they can be like a smoothie bowl, like scoopable kind of thick.
A ketchup smoothie bowl.
Oh my god, that could be good though if you did like little like fries, sliders.
But like the base is ketchup. You would need to put a lot of toppings. So
I was gonna say, if you had like 2 gallons of fries, it'd be good.
I'm gonna like one day I'm gonna get one of my coconut bowls, my fancy bowls, and just fill it with ketchup, and I'll like have my like fries. What if you put like chicken nuggets?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, what else do you definitely use ketchup with a lot? I'm thinking like a burger, but you wouldn't. You normally just put it straight on the burger. You don't dip it.
Yeah. What else does ketchup go on? I can't think of anything else you put ketchup on.
I don't know. People put ketchup on everything. Like
I like it, but there's already tomato sauce on pizza. Why would you do that?
Oh yeah,
that's stupid. On this Google search, it says, "Why is ketchup bad for you?" Because of course everything's I opened it up. I should not have done this. Here we go. The main ingredient in tomato ketchup is high fructose corn syrup, which is extremely unhealthy and toxic.
If it was toxic, we'd be dead.
We wouldn't be eating ketchup in the quantities we do if it was actually toxic, or any high fructose corn syrup, which is in a ton of things that we eat. And I've even like compared to kind of see the difference between like the low sugar ketchup and the regular ketchup. It's like barely a difference in terms of like the calories and sugar.
Yeah.
So like, don't spend an extra $2 on your ketchup just to get the low sugar one. Yeah. It's going to be the exact same.
Probably not eating you're not eating smoothie bowls of it, and it's going to cause a difference.
No, you're eating 2 tablespoons, probably getting like 5 total grams of sugar, if that.
Yeah.
Ugh, the fear mongering.
I know. Maybe we'll change today's episode to Ketchup is toxic. Tune in to find out what.
Be some good clickbait.
It's actually about weight loss and dental health.
We could do like, if you eat too much ketchup, you'll get cavities. And here's what you can do to fix it.
That would trigger me. I'd be like, no, don't tell people.
Not the ketchup.
Yeah.
Well, once again, we've completely derailed this episode. We hope you guys
Yes.
learned something.
I hope you enjoyed something out of today.
Yes.
And we hope you choose either different health related resolution goal, or you choose a different goal in general for life. Or if you do want to stick to weight loss, check in on episode 29 for actual realistic changes that you can make.
Yeah. And make those changes now so you don't have to wait until January 1st.
Yeah.
You can literally do it today.
Yeah.
It's probably going to include just like eating dinner tonight, which you can do.
And eating breakfast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Well, depending on when you guys listen. If you're listening at like 2
That's
in the
true.
morning, then get some breakfast in the next few
Who's
hours.
listening to us at 2 in the morning?
If anyone's going to do that, it would be me. You know, I'm always awake at random hours in the morning.
You're like, I'm going to listen to this podcast.
To my own podcast. I don't play back our own podcast.
I don't either. It
That'd be
stresses
weird.
me out.
I already have to hear it all the way through when we edit. So like, that's enough for me.
Oh, yeah.
We hope you guys don't have the same cringe reaction that we do to our podcast.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
We're a little grossed
I
out
hope
by
not.
it. Yeah. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'd be really good at
We'll-
marketing. I'm gonna switch careers from
You
being a
should
dietitian
go into
to-
marketing. Yes.
Yeah. You like this podcast? It's disgusting. Okay, we gotta wrap this baby up.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
guys, we hope you have a good little break. We will see you back on January 26th. Whoa, that was a hard word to say. 26th. So in the meantime, listen back to some old episodes, scroll through our TikTok, maybe go follow us on Instagram. You'll find something to kill the time, but make sure
Yeah.
it's with us somehow.
Yeah. Go check out our merch. Or if you want, you can just DM us and send us ideas
Yeah,
for
let's chat.
future episode ideas, because we have a decent amount, but we always love hearing actually what you want to hear.
Right. We
That's
don't want to
when I
make
go
stuff you
back.
guys don't like.
Yeah. I was gonna make a comment, but I'm gonna leave out.
Or
Really.
do we? Because apparently I think our podcast is trash.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or
Well, no, we won't.
month.
We'll see you on the 26th.
I already messed it up. We'll see you.
Okay, bye,
soon.
guys.
Right, bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in on this episode of the Up-Beet Dietitians with your hosts, Emily Krause and Hannah Thompson.
We appreciate you all so much for continuing to support us. In order to support us and sustain the success of this podcast, please subscribe and leave a rating and review.
If you'd like to provide us feedback for future episodes and guest stars, follow us on Instagram at the Up-Beet Dietitians.
Lastly, you can show us support by providing a monthly donation using the link at the end of our bio.
Once again, thank you so much for listening today, and stay tuned next Wednesday for a new episode. Until then, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.